Good evening and welcome to another episode of Whole Child Wednesday. We're so excited to have you all joining us today. Today we're going to be talking about something special, about kindness. We think that's so important right now. So I'm so glad to be joined by one of our awesome school counselors. She's going to introduce herself in a second. But as always, before we get started, please take a moment and share this video with your family, your friends, and followers. We hope that there are some tips here that they will be able to use as well. So, how are you, Ashley?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So, let everyone know what you do.
Sure. My name is Ashley Ashworth, and I am one of the school counselors at Untitled Elementary School, and I work specifically with grades 3 through 5.
Awesome. So we're here today talking about World Kindness Day. Why is that important? Why should we even be paying attention to this right now?
Yeah, I think kindness is super important in that we as adults are role models for that. And also when we are role models for children and showing kindness, they notice that. They notice the small things that we do, those small random acts of kindness. And so then that takes them they take that on themselves and start showing that as well. So I think it's important that we start teaching students that at a young age, because then that starts embodying who they are as an individual. And it's not just when they're around their parents or guardian or their family, but also, that starts showing at school and other aspects of their life. So it's super important to start that early and modeling that for them. And then, they start doing it on their own without even realizing it.
Yeah, I love that. So it sounds like that it starts with us. It starts with us being the role models and being the examples and showing kindness to others. And I love that this coming Friday is World Kindness Day, right?
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm.
So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so World Kindness Day is just when communities come together, focusing on kindness, not just here in the United States, but around the world. And just focusing on, there's different ways people are showing that and doing things on it. So just communities coming together, showing kindness that day, maybe even being a little bit more intentional on World Kindness Day and really thinking about how can I be intentional in showing kindness, especially today, but even thinking about how things are going with you right now. And maybe do I need to work on showing a little bit more kindness, So I think it's important. It brings a spotlight to such an important topic and a way for us to pause and remember such an important thing, and how are we doing it, and how can we therefore model it for our students, and even as a family, how can we focus on something? I mean, it could even be a family project on Friday that you guys decide to do something special, and have that conversation at home about what this looks like and why we're doing it.
That's great. I love that you said we can think about showing kindness in every day. Maybe not just a World Kindness Day, but every day. So what are some of the ways that Udawa Elementary is showing kindness or encouraging students and families to show kindness?
So we're doing a couple of school-wide type programs. One of those is we teach lesson on kindness every year, and we tie that lesson into like a friendship lesson. And when you ask kids, this is interesting, when you ask kids what is a good characteristic of a good friend, the most common answer I get is they show kindness. And so we really bring that into, even though we're talking about friendship, that they recognize that a good character of a friend is being kind, and that when we're kind, people want to be our friend and they want to be around us. So recognizing just that so simple thing at such a young age is important. So we do that with our lessons for sure. Other things that we do for our fifth graders, the STARS program has a Kindness Matters campaign. And so we challenge our fifth graders to show kindness all year long through this campaign. So at Udawa Elementary School, we have students recognize each other for showing random acts of kindness. And then teachers or students can nominate each other to be recognized for all of fifth grade. And so Kathy McDonald comes to our school, and she presents them with a t-shirt, a STARS t-shirt, and a certificate. And we talk about why they were chosen as an example, and that they are an example to their peers for showing kindness. So that's one thing that we focused on. Another thing we've done is something called sprinkling days. And I got this idea. This is actually it's a nationwide initiative, and it's done across the country. And we sprinkle kindness in the mornings once a month in the morning car line. And our students hold up posters with encouraging statements, and they're cheering. And it's so awesome to see as people are going through car line, they're smiling, they're honking. It's just a great way. It makes our hearts happy, but you should the faces of families as they're leaving after they've dropped off their child. It's really cool to see that. So we do sprinkling days as well. Like I said, we teach lessons. There's lots of different kindness books out there. Have You Filled a Bucket is a great one. We talk about when we fill our own bucket with kindness, with good thoughts and those good feelings, we're also filling other people's buckets. And when we're full, we have the ability to fill other people's buckets. So that's a great book and reminder for students. We also have in February, it's Kindness Month, and it's a nationwide kindness month. And so we do a month-long random acts of kindness challenge for students, and we see my challenge is to see how many kids can complete the entire list for the month of February. And in previous years, if a whole class has been able to do it, we'll even do it like a pizza party. So just trying to make it fun and exciting, and really it's amazing to see the joy that brings to kids' faces when they tell me, hey, I left a note for my teacher, and that I marked off one of my challenges. So just to see how just throughout that month, as they're doing those random acts of kindness, how it's really showing in their face and how they're acting towards others. And it's just so exciting.
I think it's important to note for those parents that may be watching that may want to, try this out themselves or encourage their students, is that these are small acts, right? These aren't big,
very small
asks. You don't have to buy someone a big, huge gift. These are small acts. So what are some of the activities that you have on your list that maybe some parents could try with their kids?
Yeah, so a couple of things, like really simple, it's free, is compliment the first 3 people you talk to. And that could be even the first 3 people you talk to at home. Sometimes we're so tired and we're waking up and we're groggy, but being intentional in giving someone a compliment or even saying good morning, can be one of those. You can write a note. They can write a note to their teacher. That's such a simple task, but it's so meaningful. And
they would so appreciate that right now.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they're sweet words. I mean, when you get something random from a random note from a student, like it's just so meaningful because you hear their heart. And so just something simple like that. I mean, it could be to a parent or another family member or somebody. Saying good morning to somebody when you get out of the car. Really super simple, random act of kindness. It could be somebody, for our students, it could be somebody maybe that they don't necessarily know, but just being intentional and looking at them saying good morning. Let's see. It says send flowers to a friend. Now that one may cost a little bit of money, but another one is, you could bring an apple for your teacher. I mean, there's lots of little things you can do. Draw your friend a picture. I mean, there's so many little things that you can do that, like you said, don't cost money. That could be random acts of kindness. It could be, we talk about this, like our neighbors, how can we help our neighbors? So it could be at this time of year, there's lots of leaves on the ground. So maybe you have an elderly neighbor and you and your family one Saturday morning go over and rake their leaves for them, and that's doesn't cost any money and it doesn't take much time. And that's kind of the big thing, is that these random acts of kindness, they don't have to cost money and they don't have to take a lot of time. It's something really simple. But again, I go back to what I said at the beginning. It's all about being intentional. And usually when you plan it, you do it. So I would even encourage, put it on your calendar, something you plan to do. Because if you do it, if you plan it, you put it on your calendar, you're most likely going to do it.
That's awesome. I love that. When you plan it, you do it. So guys, we want to leave you with this. We want to encourage you to plan to be kind this week. It goes a long way. Ashley shared something before we started that as part of World Kindness Day, if you want to really show that you're being kind to each other, you can wear a cardigan in the spirit of Mr. Oh gosh, was it Mr.
Mr. Rogers, yes.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers, I'm drawing a blank.
That's okay.
But yeah, if you really want to show that you're participating in Kindness Week, throw your cardigan on and start being kind to others. Thank you so much, Ashley, for joining us. We really appreciate you and the tips and the reminder to be kind. Guys, just a couple of announcements before we head out. Learning option selection deadline for that is November 19th. So make sure that you make that choice before then. Also, school meals. If you need to pick up meals for your students, they are available for pickup each Wednesday. If your school has chosen to do that on a different day, then they will communicate that with you. Guys, thank you again, and we hope to see you next week. Talk soon.